first impression when I first got to Trinity 9 years ago was the double T's in the band hall. I was like, am I at Texas Tech? I thought it was Texas Tech. The other impression that I had when I first got here, and this is kind of before, when I was on the outside looking in, they had so much potential and that they should be better.
So my first impressions of Trinity were the students that I met and came in contact with, and I thought the students were great. Their individuality and the way that they got along with one another and the diversity, they all seemed to just kind of gel and were really accepting, and it really struck me as a special place. I really loved it.
First impressions. The first person I met was Emily Collins, and I have to say, when I met her, I actually immediately got really nervous because I was like, oh gosh, are they all going to be like this? It's kind of scary. First impression.
Greatest accomplishment or legacy is not really the trophies that we've won over the years or the band placements or anything like that. My greatest legacy is all the students, all the seniors past, all the alumni that I've had over the 9 years and will continue to have, that they have a love or continue having a love for music. That would be my greatest legacy.
So one of the things important for me in the future of the Trinity program, or something I guess that I wanted to be known for, is the ability of the students to be able to communicate with me and to have that open door and to have them feel comfortable that they can come and communicate and talk about anything that might be an issue. Because this should be a safe place. This band is a great program. It's a fun place to be, and the biggest thing that I want to leave behind is this continuation in that, and the kids are always having a good time and feeling like this is somewhere that's special, that they want to spend time.
When I think about my legacy, what I want people to remember me for, I think it's how serious I am all the time, and my legacy. I think one of the things I really want people to always remember me for is how serious I always am, and yeah, just really kind of no nonsense when it comes down to it. So that's really important to me.
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules.
I always love the beginning part of the year when everybody's so excited about the show. All the rookies are in, they're very, unsure, they're nervous, they're excited. So everybody has a great excitement about learning the show and the music. That's always very exciting. The next part of the season, concert season, and getting to be in front of my wind ensemble every day and playing the literature that we play, very, very high caliber, college level literature at a very high level. That's a great enjoyment that I have every morning.
So my favorite parts of the year were the pep rallies. They were a lot of fun. The spirit's really high there, and kids would have a blast, and they would dance around, and they would actually come over and make me dance with them, which was fun, and I had a good time, even though I pretended like I didn't. And then the football games were a lot of fun. The spirit of the community and performing, contests, we had a blast, a successful year. We had a great trip to Disney, and that was a real highlight for me of the year. Just getting to hang out with the kids and walk around and see them having a great time and enjoying themselves. And then the directors, it was kind of a nice time for us because we got to know each other a little better. And when you're on a trip like that, you have to communicate, you have to be in close relationship, and so it was a great time to get to know each other and the kids as well.
Favorite part of this year, in all seriousness, was concert season and getting to work on the program that Symphonic Band did, especially the Danzon. One of my favorite moments that really stands out immediately was the last concert that we had, and just making eye contact periodically with each of the different members in the group, and just seeing how they were really enjoying it. That was a really cool moment. Thane really stands out. There were several times where every time I would look over and watch him, I would just start smiling, and I would have to look away because he was getting so into it, and it just made me really happy. So, by far, probably my favorite memories, and I'll treasure those, cherish them for a very long time.
This year has been one of my favorite years with Mr. Casanova because he did marching this year, so it was a really different experience from the directors we had in the past. And I liked how attentive to detail he was, and how he really wanted to focus on having everybody march the same way and having us all look the same. And then also in concert band, he picked a lot of music this year that was a lot harder than things we'd played in the past. And I liked that he had the faith in us to play such hard music. And even when we were like at the very beginning stages of learning these songs, and it seemed like it was kind of rough, and I even had doubts that like they weren't going to come together, and I was kind of wondering what he was thinking. He just kept encouraging us and saying that like he knew we could do it, and he knew it would be okay, and they ended up being really great songs. So this has been one of my favorite years with Mr. Casanova because of how much faith he had in us and how much like control he gave to the students in the band to make it a really good program.
So when Smith came into the program, we were really having a hard time with the transitioning, but he was really cooperative with us, and he was just really sweet, and I really appreciated all the hard work that he put in getting to know us. And over the summer we would, he even came all the way during the summer to help us clean out the drum room, which you all know is pretty bad. But I just love the interactions that we've had with Smith and all the hard work and dedications that he's put in for us to make our program better. And I love him so much. I love Mr. Smith.
In comparison, like through this show and last year's show was pretty cool, but we didn't get to do a lot of like the creativity that we added into this show, and a lot of that is contributed to Mr. Cuevas, because he brought a lot of his expertise and a lot of his experiences as being in color guard and everything. So with the new directors, I think they really brought a whole new light to the show. They let us experience a lot of different kind of things, let us branch out in a lot of more creative ways, gave us a lot of more flexibility in the show, and I really appreciated that, because you can really see the difference between last year's show and this year's show, because this year's show has so much more character, and a lot of that really is attributed to these directors. So I really appreciate what they brought to us this year.
And then of course, at the very end, it's kind of happy and sad at the same time, where my seniors, who I remember when they were 7th grades, 8th grade, when you start realizing that they're not going to be in front of you anymore every day, that's something.